get to do the fun stuff. Okay, thanks, Rach. Motorola innovated and led the way with waterproof phones. We had the Defy with IPX7, and then followed on by the Defy Plus. Since then, we've actually come back and reinvigorated how we want to do IPX rated products. So what we've done is, one of the biggest pain points for consumers with waterproof products is plugs, right? And the phones always have this industrial boxy type look because you need to seal the device from the outside in. So we thought we'd do the opposite. How about we seal the device from the inside out? So we've adapted two technologies that we use. One is our nano coating, IPX2, and then we also use IPX7 rating as well. So I can basically have a device, press play. Let's just do it. Drop it into the water. No plugs, didn't touch anything. Still going. If you actually listen close enough, you'll hear it. And then you can pull it out. I'm still going. And then if I want to, I can just plug my headset in, put it in my ear, and the audio is coming through. Right, take it out, and just use it as normal. Which means I can have it in my pants, get thrown into the pool. If I drop it in the toilet or drop it in the pool, pick it up, no issue, no sweat, don't even have to worry about the seals being put in properly on the device. And then, yeah. Sorry, it slips out of my hand if it's wet. And then, again, the device is sealed from the inside out, and it's got interchangeable rehousings as well. All right, so making it one of the most universally adept products in the value segment with IPX7 rating, which means people can still personalize the device. They're not stuck with one color all the way through moving forward. As we're saying, the contacts, we use P2I silicon nano coating, which basically protects the contacts, which means they won't corrode, as well as having the device sealed from the outside in, from the inside out. So it's a very versatile IPX7 rated product.
So from a real world point of view, how's Motorola going to handle the warranty? So somebody's going to drop it in the pool, no problem. From a warranty point of view,
there is liquid identity tags inside the device, strategically located, and they're also set up so if they do go over the 30-minute rating, then they start to take effect. So there's actually like a time release, or there's a timing on them, so we know. So we can tell if it's actually been submerged for a couple of hours versus, less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 minutes, I should say. But the device comes with a standard warranty, which is 2 years through the operator, or 12 months if it's via the retail. We'll take all those on as a case-by-case basis if there's a problem.
Considering the designs are so similar, why isn't the X water resistant? Considering it's just this universal benefit, there's no downside for the consumer.
There's two trade-offs. One is the design aspect of it. There's a lot more stuff in those phones. And being a bigger device, it means you want to get the device as narrow as possible. This one here, there is some trade-offs. To do it on that would actually increase the access. The Z axis thicker, and a person paying that type of price at the higher tier doesn't want to have that trade-off. In a lot of the research that we've done. Plus, secondly, customers who buy the lower tier value products are far more value conscious. They don't replace their phone as much, so they want to get as much longevity out of the device as well. So there's just ticks another box. There's another tick in the box for them in device longevity.
I'm also assuming it'd be difficult to have a wood-backed device that was.
That's the other thing too. Yeah. With all the different materials and design, it does make it challenging.
Those ones are IPX2.
They're IPX2
so
rated.
They splash. So they do have some resistance.
So you can take it.
Is that like a spill a glass of wine on your phone and it'll probably be okay?
So a couple of use cases is one, you spill coffee out like I did the other day on my phone. Two, you have believe it or not, the biggest cause of water damage devices is a water bottle in someone's bag. Right? That is the biggest cause of water damage. Condensation. Right? And then the other one is basically someone's used their phone and their hair's all wet, or they've got a wet towel or something like that. They've come out of the shower, they've left it in the bathroom, or they're having a shower, or they're talking on it in the rain. Right? And they don't realise it. So these are real life situations where the IPX2 rating doesn't really require submersion, but it's just enough water that it can become irritating and stop your phone. and that's what the IPX2 rating actually stops you
So
from.
you're saying you did it from the inside out. So how do you protect something, for example, like the USB port?
So with the P2I nano coating
Okay, so
on
yeah,
the contacts,
right.
so we put that on the contacts and that covers it. And then
Right,
the rest,
okay.
the back of the port, it's actually a very unique port in the way it's sealed in the back end.
Right.
So that's
yeah.
why we say it's sealed from the inside out versus the inside in.
Okay, yeah, I think I get what you mean now.
So are there no flaps at all? I noticed that the SD card slot and the SIM slot on the inside don't appear to have anything covering them. So is that like just no flaps at all?
There's no flaps on it at all. There is some additional seals around here for the SD card,
Okay.
right? And the
So
SIM
you
card
do need
because
to have the back plate on.
the back plate does need to be on.
Okay.
Right, it gives it that extra layer because obviously SD cards and SIM cards are not designed to be submerged. Not yet, anyway. Not unless they start spraying them with nano coating as well. Then you get one customer put Scotch Guard on it and then wonder why the SIM card's still working. That was an interesting claim. But I mean, yeah, so that's kind of why it's there. So it's just there for an additional layer of security, or protection, I should say, rather than security.
So the problem with flaps as well, like, can get broken easily, like, the S file, for example.
Yeah, people forget to put it in. What we learned from the Defy and a couple of other products that we did with IPX is that people would say, oh yeah, but I had the flap, and you're like, no, you didn't, right? And that was the biggest problem. So how do you take away that pain point? And all we're trying to do is reduce the pain points for customers as we move forward, and that's why we came up with this type of design.
Yeah, it's good. The less things you're going to move around, the less it's going to wear out.
Correct. I was going to say, and just to remind you, here's a little other little bit of technology saving. I pulled the back cover off. It's just a little pop that pops up that says, hey, you pulled it off, just make sure you put it back on.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, so
So it'll detect that if you've got like even a tiny bit not quite clicked in,
Yeah,
because that's always been a problem I've had with the coding. It's like one little bit.
yeah. And because you've got the clips around the camera area as well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
easy. You can easily forget those.
Yeah.
Stand out is what we've been able to do from an engineering standpoint. So we've delivered a 5.7-inch display in a device that fits really well in hand. And we've achieved that with a curved backfield, and we've also limited that with slimline borders on one side, almost borderless display. So as opposed to our competitors who have dual product strategies in the flagship, we have one product that satisfies the traditional smartphone user, also satisfies the user who wants a felt experience. It's a 5.7-inch display, and in comparison, the iPhone 6 Plus, it's wider and it's taller than this device with a smaller display. And we haven't just enhanced the display in this size, we've also put in dual front-facing speakers. So you're going to get a very rich, very immersive sound experience in the same form factor. On top of that, we've added in a 5-megapixel front sensor for selfies with an 87-degree field of view. So you're going to get a much more broader depth and to take more into the picture. However, on top of that, my favorite feature on this phone is a forward-facing flash. And there aren't too many products that are out there that have this, especially at this tier. There's a lot of value in it. So just to give you an example, when I was out on Saturday night with my friends at a bar, like you're taking photos because I haven't seen them in like a couple of years, and usually you're holding your phone like this way and you can't see what's going on, and you got to press it this side. Whereas with the forward-facing flash, you literally just point it at yourself and you press it. Well, right now because in a dark environment, but then the flash goes, and people are like, "Whoa, what happened there?" Like, didn't expect the flash to go off and be facing it. So it's these little things that we are adding to the product into innovation that's going to resonate with the consumer. The other pain point we're trying to resolve, and we are doing that across Moto X style and Moto X Play, is turbo power, or fast charging. And this is important because in this day and age, people just want to plug in, have a quick turbocharge, and get better battery consumption and usage out of their product. We want our phones to last a day or more, and the Moto X style will last a full day. And Moto X Play actually has a pretty significant battery in it. It has a 3600 milliamp battery, just over that, which is 42% bigger than the S6. Now these products both run turbo power. And what that means is in 15-minute charge, you get 8 hours of usage. This is on top of what Qualcomm has delivered in terms of the turbo power solution. And we have some proprietary hardware in the device, in terms of hardware and software, as well as a charging solution. So you're going to get that great experience. So you have that in the X style, and you're also going to see that in the X Play.
So this charging system is not just a rebranded Qualcomm fast charge, you've actually done some development on top of it? Is that both hardware and software, is it?
That is correct. Both hardware and software to deliver a much better charging experience. And actually, we actually have a demo reel that's playing over there. Things like quick capture, when you start using the feature, if you ever move to another product, you'll notice that you're going to do the same thing. And it's going to frustrate you because what you have to do is you have to press the power button, you have to unlock it, go to the camera app. So these are the things that we're going to create a relationship with our consumer, and they're going to love us for these sensor experiences. And last but not least, we have the Moto G. And the way I think about Moto G, this is our third generation. This is our best-selling product in the value category. Exceptional value at exceptional price. And you would have seen the global announcement about a week or two ago. A lot of the articles that have been coming out over the period have been very, very positive for the device. So we look at what consumers are saying about our products, and we engineer them to deliver a really premium experience in that price tier. And an example of that is the rear image sensor that we've put in this device. We've put a 13 megapixel camera on the rear. It's the same imager that was used in the Nexus 6. We also spent time in an handset imager to give a better picture quality. We also put a 5 megapixel front-facing camera to give it a great selfie experience to the consumer as well. So for all these products, the X Style and the X Play, they have a 21 megapixel rear camera with color correction flash and phase detection autofocus. You're going to get really crisp, really good reproduction when you take images. So with also, just to wrap things up on the Moto G, this product is also IPX7 rated. So you're going to get dunkable in 1 meter for 30 minutes. So more durability at this price here, something that's new that we've introduced in the Moto G, which is going to continue making it stand out amongst its competitors in this tier. So we're extremely excited about releasing 2 Moto X's and having a fantastic Moto G as a third generation and really amp up what Moto is really going to stand for. And we're extremely excited that we're going to have a carrier on board to promote some of these devices. We're getting good support in the Australian market. So, and I'm going to pass it over if you don't have any further questions.
Yep. With the global launch, and just now you've just highlighted you're focusing on imaging with all these free handsets you're just launching. Apple and HTC have gone to bigger pixels. Can you explain why Motorola decided to go with the megapixel race rather than use larger pixels in terms of the sensor?
Why we've gone for larger megapixels and a larger sensor?
No, so you've gone for higher megapixels, where some of your competition have gone for less megapixels but larger, more sensitive pixels.
That is true. I think with HTC you've seen that the ultra pixel.
And Apple
so
as well.
We all have pros and cons in terms of the quality and image it delivers based on the amount of light it captures, and in terms of the picture quality as well. So we want to be able to deliver a high resolution image, but also want to deliver an experience where it's going to deliver a much better experience than we've had previously. So we wanted to showcase where we've under-indexed in our previous generations, we wanted to over-index in that this time around. So we're taking all the feedback that consumers are giving us over generations, and we're amping up those things. So making sure that when it comes to reproduction of some of these products, when you guys go and test out our products and you do a test and you review it, hopefully it will change your impression about Motorola as a brand, as a company. And that's what we're hoping to achieve.